I'm hearing their popular opinion of you is the worst lie ever told. They made an opinion about you popular, but it was never true. It was just their opinion. But they portrayed it as if it was true. The thing about that is that people are beginning to see the truth unfold. I'm hearing there were some who never believed it from the jump. And I heard those are the smart ones. But the ones who just love to feed off of that energy, that low vibrational energy, they'll uphold the lie because they want it to be true just to have something to talk about. I heard low life, no life. A low life is not living. And then I heard they shall see. They shall see. It's defamation of character to try to make an angel look like a demon and then make the demons look like angels. I just heard a dead man can't help you. Make sure you follow the one with life. Make sure you follow the one with life. I just keep hearing that. Make sure you follow the one with life, not with death. Because this trick is an old one. This is a trick of old. And unfortunately, it still works. But it won't work if you know. So I'm trying to tell you. We're telling you what the trick is. Now it's up to you to actually utilize what you know in your own daily living. The trick of the trade is to trick you to get your energy. It's all about your energy. Your energy is very valuable. I just feel like many of you don't even realize how valuable your energy really is. Your energy is everything in this world. Everything. Not just to you and your family, but also to others that you don't even know who they are. You've never even seen them before. And they're over here looking for your energy. A day. Okay? I heard the hard way. Okay? But, alright. I'm just saying what I'm hearing. The hard way. Let me look at that for a second. I didn't expect that one. Come on, what y'all talking about? I just feel like that's through a route of difficulty. Putting individuals through difficulty purposely to siphon the energy. Moments of challenge are made to strengthen you, but through all of the reversals that take place, when it comes, it's like reverse engineering, is what I'm hearing. Instead of challenging, hold on. Instead of challenging, or instead of challenges helping you, the challenges is viewed as being an attack, like, and makes people feel like they're being targeted, you know. But it really depends on how you look at it. You must understand what's happening in order for you to respond to it. This is why it's so important that you understand what is happening around you. And it also doesn't hurt to explore the minds of others that are not like yours. You can learn from people that don't think like you. Many times people are fearful of what they don't know. So if they encounter someone that thinks differently from them, they'll immediately reject them. But they don't even know how much they've lost when they do that. That's a big loss. So many people are stuck in these restrictions. It's like restricted ways of thinking. And when you have the thoughts of, or when you're thinking in such a square way, it's difficult to see anything outside of that square that you put yourself in, or that you were lowered into. You have to make the choice to refrain from certain things so that you can focus on other things that mean more to you, you know? Think about what means the most to you. And if you could just make a list of things that mean the most to you, and then begin to focus on that instead of I heard mindless entertainment. And timeless influence. Mindless entertainment and timeless influence. Her, I'm not on that type of time. I'm not on that type of time. If you choose to reroute, you would save yourself. You would save yourself if you choose to reroute. That's that prebiotic drink I was telling you about the other day. It makes my stomach happy. It's like bubbly. Bubbly. Healthy bubbles. I don't even know if I want to use the tarot. It's just they were next to me, so I wanted to shuffle them. Shuffling to me feels like a meditation. Just like how you see the monks with the beads, and they say their mantras, and they roll each bead between their fingers, and then switch the bead, roll, roll, switch, roll, switch, roll, switch. It's not roll, roll, it's one roll. It's like they circle, like they rub the bead real quick and move to the next one. But it's a way to lose track of the external and gain traction within. It's a way to control one's mental plane, like the environment. You control it because you gain control. It's a method to, it's like I heard fall into the abyss of self. That's what that does. It's like the focus on the constant moving in the same pattern. That can become mindless for one to explore the depths of the fountains within you. The waters represent like your vibrations, your frequency inside of you. There's many waters. They just said, imagine each chakra is like its own sea or its own body of water. And the key to life is to go explore each body of water within you, each chakra within you, and retrieve the treasures within each body of water. I feel very relaxed right now. It almost feels like it feels like I just took something, but I did not. It almost feels like that. Whoa, wow. It's like, that's amazing how, I know what it feels like to be high, okay? I used to smoke. I know what that feels like, okay? Be honest here. And I got that feeling just now. And just to know that we can actually experience the feeling of being high on life and love, I never knew that that was possible. And how can I say what I'm thinking? A good mix of some good things all together gives you a feeling of ecstasy. It does. Like, think about this, right? Because I've taken care of a lot of babies, not just my own, but babies, they just be finding me, and everybody want me to take care of the baby. Can you watch the baby? Everybody want me to watch their baby, and the baby like, okay. But throughout all my time taking care of all these babies, including my own, which when I have other people's babies, they become my babies. I treat them like my own when I have other people's children. But when you take little steps with children, well, let me just talk to you about these steps that I'm talking about. First of all, like, to give them attention and let them just communicate however they want to, and be expressive with them. Because when they're real small, sometimes you're going to have to decode what they're saying, because you don't really know yet, because they can't, you know, they can't express themselves. They do the best they can with what they got. They use what they got, okay? They use what they have to express themselves. So you just interact with them and make them feel like you are paying attention to them. That makes them happy. Even if you don't know what they're saying. You're like, oh, really? Wow, how did that happen to you? And they just go and talk and do the baby giblets, or not giblets, but not giblets. The baby gibberish, I meant. Giblets. And you talk to them like, you know. And sometimes you can figure out what they're talking about by their gestures and what they have in their hand. They might be trying to show you something. But those moments right there, that makes them happy and they feel comfortable. And then, like, having food ready for them before they're hungry. And then when they're hungry, they don't have to wait. Because when babies, and I think people sometimes too, move around so much. Some people are so busy, just like some kids are so busy playing that they forget to eat or forget that they're hungry. So when they realize they're hungry, they're like really hungry, and they can't wait to the point where they want to cry if they don't eat, right? But if you make the food before the child is hungry, you save yourself from hearing the anger and the crying as an adult, because, you know, any adult would rather not hear crying. You know, people want to feel peace. People don't want to really hear crying, even though I'm not saying that crying is completely bad, because it is necessary. Because how else will you know if something's wrong, right? That's like an alarm for us to know. So if you make the food first before anybody's even hungry, that serves a purpose. And you don't have to rush and wait till the last minute. It also gives, it gives this air of peace, because you're not rushing. Anytime you have to go rush and do something, it really steals peace away. And then you know, now it's getting late. Give the baby a bath. Moisturize their little pieces, you know, little arms and legs, and massage them. Oh my goodness, babies just be in heaven. They will go right to sleep after that. They will go right to sleep. It doesn't, you know how some people be like, this baby won't go to sleep? It's the comfort. That consistency and comfort, it literally has an effect on the brain, is what I'm saying. It's a consistency. When something is constant, it holds the energy. It holds it. It doesn't drop the ball. It holds it, and it becomes a flow. So that was just my example to express to you what meditation does. Everything that I explained to you, I gave that as an example of being able to hold the state of peace. It's like holding on to the state of peace is very powerful, because you will eventually get to this state where you feel euphoric. And it takes time, but it is though. It is. It does exist. If you are willing to take the time, you can experience it for those who have not yet. But being able to detach, it really does help you. Now, going back to the title and the main energy within this reading, how it began, it was basically about how the popular opinion that someone had of you, their goal was to make it like mainstream, make it well known, so that other people would demonize you. But it's really not for you to worry about. Your focus should always be on your inner waters. Diving deeply into each aspect of you to understand yourself. When you understand yourself, you trip wires. You begin to trip wires. Other people will go off, but you will not. Other people will be bothered by you because your presence is so strong that it dominates. It dominates. And you're not really, that's not your intention. You see, that's what makes it even more powerful, because you're just doing what you've been placed here to do. And those who don't want to see that happen for you, their wires become tripped, and they just continue to be tripping until they decide that they can't win. There is no winning when it comes to you. When they recognize that, they will forfeit. And it's very likely that they will try to mimic you. If you can't beat them, join them. But it's not really that they're joining you. It's like they want to feel how you feel. So they feel like the only thing that I could do is to do what they do, not knowing that they're missing so many steps. Because the only reason why you're doing what you're doing and how you're doing it is because you did work that led you to this place, because you did go into the depths of your waters within, and you found out a lot about yourself. So the imitating will never bring the true oasis that is found within. The imitation will never feel authentic and will continue to live their lives as someone who is unoriginal. Deep down inside, they're not happy with themselves, but they keep bypassing their chance to look inside. They keep bypassing it. And it's like Spirit is saying, this is why they want you to understand what goes on within people that attack you and try to create all these opinions about you. They want you to know how their mind works so that you know how to respond. Think first before you respond, because the immediate response is you're going to want to like annihilate them. But then when you think about it, the best way to do that is to provide like a lesson at the same time, because these people are broken. It's like you have to remind yourself that these people are broken, because once you know what's going on, you lose patience for it. You don't have any patience for it, so it makes you want to snap and you want to react to them as you would react to a child that is disobeying you. It makes you real snappy, and so it's like it's intolerable, because you are so far beyond that way of thinking that it's like it almost becomes unfathomable that someone can think in such a lower frequency, because you've risen. Your mind has ascended, so it's hard, it becomes difficult, because you're still ascending. Just because you've ascended doesn't mean you're not still ascending. So the higher you go and the lower those around you go, things like that become nonsense. And someone who has understanding has a very low tolerance. So to take that moment to just allow yourself to feel and understand, instead of speaking quickly, because if you speak quick, you're going to talk crazy, you're going to say something crazy that you're not going to care, because that's what, but then when you're like, I know that I used to be in a space where I didn't understand, and when you take that moment right there, it's helpful. But sometimes people also need to be corrected as well. So it's good for the response to correct someone if you know that what they trying to attack you and it's not valid. It's like correct them, but at the same time understand them. To understand a person where they are, you can help them where they are. You can help them to work on themselves, because that's what earth angels are here for too. It's for correction. Things are broken and they need to be corrected. Things have been manipulated and confused and they need to be corrected. So the Creator will send those who have understanding to speak correction in God's name, speaking correction in God's name, because we are used as vessels to speak in God's name and also to write in God's name. Okay? So think first and then respond. And I know it's hard because your tolerance is low, because you've ascended and you're still ascending. It's like I heard an eagle talking to a mouse. But the eagle will eat the mouse. The eagle can destroy a mouse. I heard I eat those. They don't even understand how they could be destroyed by who they're trying to attack. They don't even realize what they're doing. It's like walking into a burning building and then the door locking behind them. It's It's like, what, you don't even know what you're doing. But these are the types of people that will try to come for you. That's why it's so important to pause for a second. Because if you don't pause, the is gonna come out, you know. It's like, well, maybe you're like, maybe I was a little too harsh, you know. But you know where it's coming from. You understand that it just becomes intolerable. There's just certain things that once you understand, things become intolerable and unacceptable. That's why many that you used to be around, it becomes difficult because there's no connection anymore. You've ascended past a certain stage in life, so you realize you can't, there's nothing to talk about. There's nothing there. There used to be so much of nothing, but now there's nothing on top of nothing. And that doesn't make something. So it's like, okay, I just can't do this with you because nothing's happening. Like, what is this for? That's how it feels. So know how to use your discernment in order to see and experience what I'm talking about, because many of you experienced it already. But to understand it more, like, does this help you? Do you see how this could be beneficial in your life? You know, how do you think that this way of thinking can promote growth in your own life? You know, how do you feel like this way of thinking will help you to help others see as well, through not looking at yourself like a teacher, because I know some people don't like to look at themselves that way, but just know when you go through something and you understand it, by default you become a teacher because you understand it, and you could just teach it, but you're really just talking, you're just sharing what you know, what you found on your own journey. Just that is very helpful, and you teach people without even realizing that you are a teacher. We are all teachers, regardless of if you don't feel like you are one, because no one has lived your life like you. So you teach from your life. That's what you do, teachers. You teach from your own life experiences because it's real and it happened to you. What did you learn from it? That's what you teach. And your take on challenges in your life and how you overcame them, just hearing what you have to say can help someone figure out their own way just by hearing you. I always think about the fact that we unlock each other through communication and through communicating with I heard a tether to the heart, a tether to the heart space. When your crown, your throat, and your heart are connected, that's nothing but truth. And they're healthy, that means that everything else is healthy. All your other waters are calm because you already went in there and took all the nonsense out that was causing all them waves. Stop always calling me in the morning. Stop calling me in the morning. You know what I do in the morning. I'm just gonna let it stop vibrating for a moment. Okay. So yesterday I went to the pier and I took a walk. It was beautiful outside and the sun was shining, you know. And there was tugboats that kept passing, and they were far away, you know, not too far away, but maybe like a half a mile. And I was looking at them, and as the boat would pass, it felt like 5 to 7 minutes for the waves from that boat to reach where I was on the pier. And is making me think about how whatever is in the water causes the waves. Whatever's needs to be extracted from your dark spaces within your waters. Every time you remove something by giving it a purpose and acknowledging it and accepting it for what it was and moving on, the water becomes calm. When each body of water that is in alignment with your chakras is calm, you're calm. That is peace. That is tranquility. And that is the moment where you can experience spiritual, I wanted to say enlightenment, but it's more than that. It's like I heard whoever knew that peace can make you high. It just makes me think about how a lot of times when people are high, they go to sleep. They just pass out somewhere. Or even if they on drugs. I mean, not drugs. I meant alcohol. Like, even if they drink too much. You notice people that drink too much, they go to sleep. Because they feel like this certain level of comfort from the substance. But what Spirit is telling me, that when you master yourself, you find the comfort. You find the comfort within yourself due to your vibration, and you sleep better. You may sleep hard, like a hard sleeper, because it's just so peaceful, because you took the time to find the peace within yourself. So you don't need to get high off of drugs and alcohol. You don't need that anymore, because you find it within yourself. And because I found it, I want to help you find it. I want you to know that you don't need anything other than yourself and your connection with the Creator to find this oasis, you know? There's so much more that is linked to this. It's like a web. But at the same time, it is possible. You have to prepare and set yourself up for it if you don't feel this way. And I know that many of you are tired of feeling like the opposite, stressed and like weak at heart and feeling scattered with your thoughts and not being able to make sense of them, you know? But just know you have control, though. That's actually something that you can work on, and you can make it better. We just have to be willing to. I think the main problem really comes in when people lack that patience. That's why it's important not to pay attention so much to time, because when you do, you lose the value of the journey. The journey is valuable, you know. So just know that it's possible. And if you guys are interested in understanding more of what I'm talking about, like, let me know if you would be interested in like a course about this, because I have my own way of doing things, and it has led me to a beautiful place in my life. Like, energetically, I am in the most beautiful place I've ever been. And let me tell you, I was in some chaos. It's like every phase was chaos, back to back to back to back to back. And I said, nah, I'm not. There was a point where I was like, I rejected it, like, no. And I had to change it. I had to do it. If I didn't, I probably would have still been going through it if I didn't make the decision. So if you would like to learn from me, let me know, because I'm in the process of cultivation of things. Many things, not just one thing. I got a lot going on. But if that's something that you'd be interested in, let me know in the comments below. Okay? And tell me what be really like bothering you. Like, what's the part in life that really, you really feel like it just really stops you from growing and from feeling a sense of peace and tranquility? You know, what is that thing that really affects you in such a way? Do you feel like it's, well, I don't even want to give you any examples because I don't want to coerce you in any way. So I just want you to just share, you know, share. So I guess that's it for this reading. You have the power to do what you like. So what is it that you like? Because you can have whatever you like. You can have it if you really want it. You want it? You want it?